Hi everyone, this is Ellen. It's a brand new day. I always say that because I'm hoping that's what we can create in this world is a brand new day, a new way of doing things, a new way of thinking. Um, there's 7.5 billion of us on this earth, and each one of us has a different reality because each one of us has been raised different. So, by the way that we were raised and that the experiences we have had, causes us to all have different realities and different personalities and different outlooks on life. And it's supposed to be that way. I have a little secret to share with you that 1 plus 1 equals 3. And he's like, how can that be? Well, if I take the best that I have and I bring it on the table, and somebody else brings the best that they have and they bring it on the table, if we go together and synergize together and bring our minds together, the third thing is even more powerful than what I could have done on my own or they could have done on their own. That's where you get 1 plus 1 equals 3. And if we thought the same way, it wouldn't work because I have to be able to get somebody that thinks different than I do in order for us to come together to create something that neither one of us could have done on our own. If we're both thinking the same, we're going to come up with the same answer. It won't be as dynamic. Another thing that I think of all the time about people is the statement that seek first to understand and then to be understood. It helps a lot of times to clear out energies, and it helps us to get along if we take that moment to learn about that person, to see beyond just that moment that we met. Also, even habits that has taken place. If we see beyond that, if we can find just one little thing that we like about that person, sometimes it can build. And then it opens us up, and it helps to open them up. And it's going to make the world a better place. And this is what we're all trying to do. We judge others by their actions, and we judge ourselves by our intentions. That's an uneven playing ground. We want to give them a chance. Always give somebody a chance to do good, to show themselves what they can do and what is going on. Don't just judge. Take the hooks out and just observe. Just take a moment to observe and say, what's going on here? Give us some time between stimulus and response. Sometimes just to sit back and count to 10 and then decide. Decide not with the emotional hooks, not with the jerk that we just had, the knee jerk. Decide how we want to create this. And a lot of times, instead of telling somebody what we think they should do, questions. If we question, how is this going on? How did you create that? What is going on with you? A lot of times if we dig a little deeper, they're open up to us, and also we may start understanding what they're really about, and it can cause a lot of clarity on both sides, and then our hearts open up and it becomes a beautiful thing. When I go into the stores, I do my best to give the person that's the cashier a little bit of love, a little bit of understanding, just by asking some questions. How's your day? What's going on? Showing that I do care. The same thing if I'm in a restaurant or see somebody just walking around on the, where I'm at in the store. I'll do the same thing if we get eye contact. I like to get them what I call a little heart snack. We all have the 4 needs of the hearts, and sometimes they're not getting that day. And if we can give them a little bit of attention, which is one of the 4 needs of the heart, it helps it to open up. And then also it helps us to have a heart connection with that person, with our souls, beyond this thinking mind, into a oneness of what we truly are. Now, we don't have to like somebody in order to love somebody. We may not like their actions, but we can still love them because we love mankind, because we are one. When we are walking around, the expression that we give, our creation, not the expression, our character, who we are, that is the outside of it. That's the part that we've created. But the part inside of us, our soul, our spirit, that's where the oneness is. That's the part that can open up and can change things. I always like to go back to Rumi. He's so powerful. The one story, now this is my quote, this is my little bit of spin on it, so it's not precise or exact. But there's a story where Rumi is talking, and there's this, not Rumi, this master's talking to his servant. And the servant is cross-eyed. And he says, go fetch me the bottle over there. And he looks over and he says, which one? And the master said, there's only one. He said, forgive me, master. He said, do not be angry with me because I only see I see two. And then he says, well, then take a rock and break the one. So he took the rock and he broke the one of them, and they were both gone. They had disappeared. And the story of that is this: we are only one. It is through our visions, through the things that we believe, that we see that we are all separate. But there is always only the one. Another thing that I wanted to bring up today is taking our hooks up. To see with new eyes. I love that one too. When we look at things, we can raise ourselves above the confusion, what is going on. And if we can see things different, we can see them with new eyes. We can actually see things anew. And that's such a great gift to see things different than what we've seen before. It stretches us. It causes growth. And hopefully it'll help our world to grow, our world to be kinder, our world to be more loving. Because as I say to you, you are the one that I love.